Alright lads, so the alternate rebirth round 1 and 4 summons is dropping tomorrow. We did make a video about it yesterday, but now let's talk about, is it worth summoning on this upcoming banner? Well, there are a few ways to tackle this banner. One thing that you need to know is that it does drop tomorrow morning for me, and then also, the second this banner leaves is the second we get the announcement of end of month. Now, end of month is very, very likely to be Spirits Are Forever With You, so you need to make that decision right now, right? Or maybe in a week's time. Maybe it's better off skipping this banner if you want to save for a more hype end of month banner. But at the end of the day, this banner is still good. And it really depends on where you are at in the game if you want to summon. Now, for me personally, I need one more Duper Tokinada to get him 5-5. And I don't have anyone from round 7, that being the Shunsui, the Kenny, and also the Sonosuke. But then I have everyone else in the banner. Now, at first glance, when I did see this banner, I was like, holy crap, this is actually very, very good. It only can't field characters, and they are still very much usable. Pretty much everyone here can be used to this day, some more than others. And then also, the bad thing, I guess, about the banner is that it is a cycle summon. So it is going to cost you 50 orbs for your first multi at a 3% rate. Make sure you do that. Unless you have everyone in this banner 5-5, there's really no reason not to do that 50 orb multi, right? And then after that multi, it's going to go back to the normal pricing, that being 150 orbs, 200, 250, 250, and then it cycles back all the way until you do 30 steps in the banner. Now, the 3% multi on 50 orbs is actually pretty good, but this one right here has no right being 3% when you're making us spend 150 orbs. That's the bad thing about this banner, and it really depends on how your luck goes if it's actually worth doing it. I've done multiple rotations on this kind of cycle summons for Burn the Witch, for Aaroniero. The Aaroniero summons were quite successful in the fact that I did actually get Aaroniero twice in 26 multis, and I did walk away with a lot of dupes of a lot of good characters. More specifically, I walked away with like 5 Noritoras, and I even got like 4 Zamaris when I didn't even have him once. Also got like 3 Zappas. So if you are someone that has like 5,000 orbs and you want to go all in on this banner, you could very well walk away with at least one of them 5-5, and you just have to get lucky that it's the one you want to be 5-5, right? But like I said, yeah, 3% on the step 2, 7, 12, 17, 22, and 27 is kind of a cuck. From my experience, when you are doing all multis on this, let's say 30, for example, most of these 10 multis right here normally always give you 4 stars, and then sometimes this one gives you 4 stars, this one can give you 4 stars too, and if it does, that's the one that hurts the most because it is a 6% rate. But on the bright side, you know, the guaranteed step does have an 8% rate, so normally you're getting like 2 or 3 and 1s when it comes to this step. If you are someone that wants to summon on this banner, you do need to realize that again, end of month is looking like it's going to be Spirits Are Forever With You. Now what you can do, and it depends how CFYOW are going to do this, because this banner does leave the second end of month gets announced, so you can't really save until you see what the upcoming characters are, unless you wait for like the final 5 minutes of when Soldex leaks the characters before the reset does happen. But that's playing with time, and you probably won't be able to do a lot of multis if that's the case, and you have to stay up to a certain time if you do want to do that. I doubt anyone is going to do that. However, in the case that Spirits Are Forever With You is end of month, which again is very likely, it should, I believe, from my understanding, it should be teased a week beforehand. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we look at other past banners, Can't Fjord, for example, and even the round 8 with Shuhei, we saw, for example, that it got teased a week beforehand. So sometime on the 22nd, I'm expecting some kind of teaser to say that Spirits Are Forever With You is coming, and that for a lot of people will be 100% confirmation of who or what is coming, right? Because again, we don't know if Spirits Are Forever With You is coming. It very, very likely, and I think some leakers are saying it is, but it's not confirmed right now, right? So you need to, you know, decide right now if you want to summon on this banner or you want to summon on the Spirits Are Forever With You banner whenever that does drop at the end of the month. Now, in my opinion, even though this banner looks very, very good, you know, Can't Fjord characters, Tokinada's back in a banner with Ikone, you know, Shinsui's great, Neliel's fun, Sonosuke's okay, Halibo's still great, Kenpachi's Kenpachi, you know, I still think this is an easy skip. At first glance, right, when I first saw this, I was like, hold up, this is actually very good. I don't have anyone from round 7, so I'm missing the Shunsui, I'm missing the Kenny, and I'm also missing the Sonosuke, and I finally need that last copy for Tokinada to get him 5-5. And the rates kind of put me off a bit, but then I realized I don't use anyone here. The only characters personally that I would use in this banner, and at least characters that I use on a daily basis, is Tokinada, and I would use Kenpachi if I pulled him. However, we do know now that CFYOW are releasing more Linkshot characters, so eventually when we do get that next Linkshot character, a tech one that has +5 speed potions, Kenpachi is instantly getting replaced unless they purposely make that character worse than him. If they make that future character a NAD-based character with guard break and or an SP character, then they're perfect, and Kenpachi you won't even want to see unless you just want to get carried. So, at first glance, like I said, it looked very good, but then I realized, you know what, I'm going to skip this banner. Even though I want a lot of these characters here, I really don't see that much of appeal for me personally, because I don't need to use them. I'd much rather use other characters. But at the end of the day, if you are a new player, maybe you don't own anyone here, and you want these characters, you want to summon for these characters because they're your favorite characters, or you want to just play as them because they look fun, then that's perfectly fair, and you should be summoning for that, right? Now, even though I have never used her in the last, like, year or two, outside of GQ at least, she's still very fun to play around with. Barugun's kind of just trash now, you know, 900 AoE SA3 isn't really going to cut it nowadays. Shinsui's still very good, but personally, I wouldn't use him unless I had him 5-5. Haribo, still perfectly usable, even 1-5. Grimjow's kind of meh. Sanosuke, sure, he's usable. Definitely way better than some of the other characters here, but he's just okay. Again, there's way better options. Kenpachi, again, he's going to get replaced in the future. And in certain cases, you might not even want to pull this character because of how stressful he is to use in co-op. So I'd much rather not have him. He's the only Link's character I'm missing, and I don't even want to pull him. Hikone is still very good. Even with the fact that he doesn't have Havoc, he can still be used, especially with dupes. And then Tokinada is just perfect. He's the one, in my opinion, that is the must summon on this banner. If you have been waiting for Tokinada and you don't have him, especially if you don't have Masaki, it might be worth just going to 5 steps just to test your luck. You know, go to 5 steps, go for the guarantee, and you might walk away with the character that you want, right? So, it's not a bad banner to pull on. I would recommend most people wait a couple days, maybe till the 23rd or something, if we get some kind of teaser of what end of month is going to be, and then maybe decide if you want to pull. But this is definitely bait, but it's good bait at the end of the day. It's not a bad banner. The only bad thing is the rates, but if you get lucky, then you get lucky, and you can walk away with some very good characters. All of them are perfectly usable, but there are better characters out there. Maybe outside of Tokinada, he's still like, you know, the GOAT of BBS, in my opinion. But that being said, lads, that was the video breaking down this banner just a tad bit. Again, it's just my personal opinion. You know, like I said, at first glance, I thought this was a very good banner, but then I realized, you know, the only character I really use here is Tokinada on a daily basis. So me trying to go for that final dupe of Toki, it might be worth it, but if I pulled any of these characters, I rarely ever do use them, and that's just me personally, right? Again, it comes down to what kind of player you are. They're all perfectly fun to use, maybe outside of Kenpachi. They're all perfectly usable, maybe outside of Kenpachi. So that's really about it. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Again, Spirit Alpha Everview is very likely to be end of month, and they're probably going to be releasing some very hype and exciting characters. You know, we don't know who's going to be in that banner, but we do have the 16 confirmed characters, so 3 of them are going to come. Is it going to be the Soul Reapers with their new Beyond Bankai forms? At least that's the fan term for it. Or is it going to be the, you know, novel exclusive characters like Azushiro or Kuryoshiki? We'll find out in a couple of days, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that, because we're going to be reacting to it when it does come out. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments below if you are pulling on this banner, and if you are, I wish you good luck. Hopefully you get what you want in a very little amount of steps.